Hey, this is Podcast Pete coming to you from Overture Barrett. We're located right behind QT and next to Academy Sports in Kennesaw. Reason, the reason I say that, I'm bringing you three things today that if you're looking to grow your business, you can focus on these three things. Business growth is a given. So first, community. Community matters. Why do I say that? Well, 3 weeks ago, we got a community manager, builder here at Overture, Josette Fryer. This girl rocks. She's totally changed this place around. And why do I say that? Well, one, she understands the value of community. She understands seniors. She understands people. She cares about people. And when you have that kind of community mindset, well, things happen. I could give you a dozen things so far that she has done that probably was not accomplished in a couple of years. That's how fast she's moving through our community. Now, what does that mean for you? If you're, of the age where you value community, which you should, because it's critical to joy, to long life, for building relationships, and for really being able to do the things as we get older are so important to us. So Josette Fryer, we're going to have her on a regular basis to talk about her philosophy of why community matters. So the second, I want to give you this particular next one is podcast matters. Now, why does podcast matter? Now, this may be a little bit self-serving, but hey, it's my show, so I can do it. So podcasting is obviously popular. You don't have to be convinced of that. You look at Joe Rogan, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens. You look at all the podcasts, Tucker Carlson. You just look at the individuals who are crushing it. Now, if you don't have 1 million followers, you're not going to be the next Joe Rogan in 2 weeks. But with our system, we give you a platform like Crystal Duke, who does every 2 weeks does Mindset Matters. This lady teaches here at Overture Monday and Wednesday in the morning. She has helped people with the mindset part of health and fitness. She helped her mom. I mean, that story, if you haven't watched her podcast, watch it, because mindset does matter when you're intimidated by gyms, intimidated by those first steps. And for a lot of people, you haven't embraced that part of your life. And so listening to Crystal Duke talk about Mindset Matters, I think will help you to see the benefits of movement, of keeping this body moving and keeping it in shape to where you can live longer. So, and that podcast, we have numerous podcasts that are developing. We had a person on just this morning. Brittany is opening up with her and her husband, Clean Eats, which is located near Mars Hill and Cobb Parkway. There's a barbecue place in there. There's a Five Guys place and a lot of other retail places. But this place was referred to me by a resident. B, thank you so much. Absolutely when you're in the conversation of people, that's how business grows very rapidly. Not your Google AdWords, which I come from that world. That's called cold traffic. When people are talking about you in a way that that B was talking about Clean Eats, I looked them up immediately. And here I find out they're opening up one in Ackworth down. And Brittany, immediately, I called her and I said, would you like to be a guest on my podcast? Even though she just opened, her and her husband, last Thursday. She still came because her story, when you hear it, it'll be live in a week. We'll make sure you hear it. Unbelievable. She's a nutrition coach. Her journey is, you understand why she invested in this franchise. Now, this is incredible. Her husband, who did a lot of traveling with his job, would schedule his trips around where a Clean Eats was located. Is that crazy? I mean, that's how important a concept can be to people. That's how important that when you understand what you put in your body makes a difference, it changes your life. And I'm not going to tell her story because I want you to listen to her podcast. Totally, unbelievably great podcast. So go out to her store, Mars Hill in Cobb Parkway, Clean Eats, and visit with Brittany. And I don't know her husband's name, but anyway, she's been in the community a little bit and just has an incredible story. The reason I say that is a business card doesn't tell a story, but a podcast does. I was absolutely floored when I heard her story. And I know I wrote down one other thing that I wanted to give you. Okay. It's kind of like our community here and around the country is people helping people, giving. We had Tony Van Dyke, who is at the Bank of America. He does Cartoons for Christ, and he's kind of a bivocational pastor. Unbelievable. I mean, half the people who've been a guest on this show have come through Tony. I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration, but a lot of people. And they'll call up, and I usually don't answer my phone, but I do for Tony because when people call, they sometimes forget that they're calling me, and one person did. And I said, well, do you know Tony at Bank of America? Oh, yeah, Tony, that's who gave me your name. So it's people helping people because we know the stories. And knowing people's stories allows people to emotionally connect with you. So this is a little self-serving. Being able to tell your story gives our viewers a way to understand why you're doing what you're doing. So to recap, is this short one? Community matters. And if you want to do business here at Overture or in the senior community, get on this show and partner with Josette because she's building a world-class community and you want to be able to be a part of that. So every Wednesday here at Overture in the movie room, we have what we call a workshop. And it's from 12 to 1. We don't serve lunch. We did. We're not in the lunch business. But you can go to lunch afterwards, after you meet people. Anybody that's been on our podcast can come. You have to register because it's, location is, the capacity is 25 people. So I want to encourage you to get on the show, to tell your story, to be involved in our community of givers, and to really be able to, everybody's got a story, be able to tell the first part of your story. Just with Brittany, didn't know she was a nutrition coach. Oh my gosh, that's like crazy good. She's going to come back and talk to us about some of the things she personally has discovered in her journey of why she ended up buying the franchise at Clean Eats. So here we go. Community matters. Josette Fryer is building a world-class community. Our community here helps each other. So if you want to be connected to the senior living community, you need to be on this podcast. And 2, be a part of our workshop so you can meet 23, 25, 30 other podcasters who are givers, who are going to look out for your efforts, your story, be able to get people to know who you are. And so I know there was a third one, excuse me. Oh, podcasting. Hey, look, Look at how many podcasters are out there, but ours is different, completely different. You have to get a hold of us or be on our show to know why it's different. So this is Podcast Pete, broadcasting from Overture, right by Academy Sports, Kennesaw, behind the QT and the Popeyes. So get a hold of us in the show notes. There'll be some information. Give me a call personally, 404-428-3006. That's my cell. Call me. Now, spammers, don't call it. But if you would like to be a guest, give me a call. Thank you so much. We hope we can serve your story and be able to help you grow your business. Thanks so much.